The ticket to winning in any design business in general, and not just e-commerce specifically, is to stop trying to sell stuff. I know, sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. By that I mean stop only trying to sell stuff. And by that I mean have patience. As soon as you remove the urgency and importance you put on making sales from the equation, the less pressure you put on yourself and the less stressed you become. Being less stressed allows you to define your niche more easily because you're not trying to force it. And you'll be able to design more freely because you're going to allow yourself to find your groove instead of just looking at other people's best sellers. I know, but Jay, you told us to look at the best sellers out there. And yeah, that's true. But I also said to do this to examine what's working for those sellers. Train yourself to get good at identifying patterns like design aesthetics, popular fonts in a niche, trending colors, not just trying to remake someone else's bestseller. You'd need to pump a ton of ad dollars behind something to overtake someone else's bestseller, and even then it's not guaranteed. So don't do that. You need to learn to be able to identify what makes one design sell over another, and this takes time. So instead, really dive deep into your niche so that you know enough about it to explain it to someone who's like 5 years old and have them actually understand what the heck you're talking about, or maybe like your grandparents. Also, let yourself find your own design style. When I started with graphic design working for someone else, I was doing it all. Web graphics, print stuff like real estate presentation folders, like what they give you to put, the amortization sheets and paperwork in when you're going to get a mortgage, menus, phone book ads. Yeah, I'm old. But when I was forced to quit the corporate world for my own mental health, I dove headfirst into the freelance world and absolutely flooded sites like Craigslist and Kijiji with ads for graphic design. I literally listed 20 or 25 things I would design for in my ad. Stuff I mentioned before, but also lawn signs, magazine layouts, flyers, business cards, logos, lots of other stuff, all on the cheap too. It was a legit smorgasbord of my ADHD brain just dumped into an online ad. And actually, on that note, I need to shout out Bailey of Digitally Purposed Bailey. She was on the last POD Council live stream that Philip Anders hosts on the regular, and after the call we hung out and chatted a bit. Long story short, Bailey gave me the permission I needed to be able to talk about ADHD and its impacts on everyday life. Sounds weird, I know, but hearing her say it out loud made me kind of realize that it's not that I was hiding it, but even though I didn't realize it was sort of tiptoeing around it, I don't know, you know what I mean? Yes, it was a mini therapy session for me, super cathartic. So thank you, Bailey, I am truly grateful. Anyway, it wasn't long until I was at another breaking point with looming deadlines and an overloaded schedule, and all for bargain basement prices. Pretty much just because I couldn't say no and I didn't recognize my own worth. So I shifted to only taking on logo work and I raised my prices. My wife Stacy used to come downstairs in my office in the basement and tell me to go to bed because it was 3 a.m. and I was like literally nodding off in my chair. That wasn't going to cut it for long and I was totally burning out all over again. So I went from 100-ish logo to $400 to $500 a pop. And now instead of having to do one a day plus a bunch of other stuff I hated for like 14, 16 hours a day, I could just do 3 a week. Then I kept plugging away at my budding new Etsy shop making t-shirt designs. Only then did I find my groove and start to hone my own design style, like actually liking what I was doing again. And that's when everything started to shift. I was now focused on a specific or niched area of design. As a result of putting on the blinders and getting focused, I was able to get way better at making logos. And because my price point was now higher, I started attracting a higher value client. Yes, they were still mostly startup businesses, but they were more serious about what they wanted and valued their time and mine. At the $100 price point, I was getting people who couldn't really just quite figure out how to do it themselves, and they would also haggle on pricing. They'd have a ridiculous amount of changes, wouldn't pay on time, and would complain about literally everything. Even a deposit, you name it, all kinds of headaches. 0 stars, do not recommend. The $500 client though took me way more seriously. A, they trusted my judgment and respected my opinion, but B, I was able to understand what they, as a niche market client, were actually looking for and what they expected from me. I was also now able to anticipate what the typical small business owner needed and wanted and how to effectively package and explain why I did what I did in a way that they could digest. So a few months after I made the shift to better serving my customers with a higher quality product and not stressing about the race to the bottom, the more the word got out in their business networking circles, and the more money I made from organic referrals because my quality was much higher, since I actually enjoyed designing the logos. I get it though, you have bills to pay now, but if you can delay that gratification and be patient, you will allow yourself to find your groove, truly understand your niche market, make better designs, and better serve your customers. As a result, more sales, more repeat customers, and consequently, more money. Your mindset truly is your single biggest weapon, good and bad, and shifting that mindset from chasing the dollar to better serving the customer will make all the difference. I see that now. And speaking of mindset, this philosophy has been a huge factor not only in my print-on-demand business, but across all of the multiple income streams I've been exploring over the years. Whether it was freelance work, print on demand, YouTube videos, affiliate marketing, sponsored videos, becoming a landlord, my membership, or even investments. The ability to let go of that constant pressure to make sales right away has been crucial to finding success across the board. One of the things I want to start sharing with you all is the behind the scenes of how I built these different income streams, what worked, what didn't, and how staying focused on the long-term game rather than scrambling for quick wins is the key to sustainable success. Another huge part of that journey has been travel and surrounding myself with like-minded people. It's absolutely critical to cut out the toxicity, whether it's from negative environments, unproductive relationships, business and personal, or people who just blame everything on the economy, politics, weather, even COVID for while they're still sitting on their sofas 5 years later. That mindset will absolutely drain you and hold you back. Once I made those changes and cut out all that noise out of my life, I gained so much clarity and creative energy to focus on what really matters. And yeah, travel has played a big role in shaping my perspective and even my approach to design. There's just something about getting out of your environment, aka your comfort zone, that sparks creativity and makes you think differently about your work and your life. So I need your feedback now, because moving forward, I'll be diving deeper into these topics with you all too, showing you how I've diversified my income, how I make it work and what doesn't work, while balancing a busy life, and how travel has been one of the most unexpected but powerful tools in staying creatively inspired and financially free. So if any of that interests you, show me some love by hitting that subscribe button. But don't worry, you'll still be getting all that niche research and design tutorials that you come to expect. I'll just be expanding the content to include these additional areas that can also help you build a more rounded and sustainable business. And it's kind of all the stuff that I'm really passionate about as of the last few years. And if I can help you in more ways than one, then bonus, right? Stay tuned for more videos where we'll break all this down, because your success in this business and beyond is about more than just getting quick sales. It's about your mindset and the bigger picture too. See you guys in the next one.